All right, take 3. We had an SD card error, so I'm gonna have to probably make a trip just to get an SD card. But we'll see if this one might kick in and go. Anyway, we're here to try a little walleye fishing, a little Lindy rigging, and a little troubleshooting with the outboard. Hopefully it's gonna run, not give us any reason to troubleshoot. But yeah, before we go back out on the ocean, we want to take it out into fresh water and where we can you know, easily get into shore here without having to call Towboat USA or whatever to come get us. So I'm gonna go out upstream up here in case it conks out, but hopefully we've got the issue fixed. Yeah, maybe an electrical issue, clean some ground wires and put some new plugs in it, so we'll see how it goes. But that's what we're doing. All right, so far the motor test is going good. I mean, it started right up, first pull. So cleaning those ground wire connections and new set of plugs. So far so good. We'll see. What it was doing was sputting and spittering a little bit on between mid throttle and full throttle. Had a hesitation. So 2000 Johnson, year 2000. Got good compression, like 130 pounds a cylinder, which is a good compression for an engine at this age. Real good. So it runs strong. Had it out on the ocean a bunch, flushing it out in the fresh water here, and we're see if we can solve this spitting and sputtering problem. So find out here in a minute. It's warming up pretty good. Kimmie, the chicken murder detective, is also quite the glass cleaner. Duly talented. She can figure out, yeah, if the coyotes got the chickens or a bear got them, or did somebody steal them? You know, by how many, what you were telling me, by how many feathers or how much of a kerfluffle there was, and yeah, the tracks in the sand. You just never know when these chickens come up missing, right? What happened? You gotta be a chicken detective. So yeah, what do we think it was though? It was probably coyotes. Pretty good deep hole right here. Figure we just do a little scouting for a minute. See if we see anything on the TV screen here. What do you think? Engine's running good. That seemed to solve that problem.
No spitting and sputtering.
No spitting and sputtering. So, yep. Now we just gotta do is find the fishies, Kimmie. Kimmie Crockett. Kimmie Crockett. Born on the wild frontier, oh. Kimmie, Kimmie Crockett, born on the wild frontier. What you got there? Red tail? Red tail hawk? Yep. Must be
Hawks are out.
bothering those birds. They don't like them being around there. See all the little birds attacking them? See all the little birds going after them? Oh, there's a, what's that, a goat? It's a goat. See the goat by the tree? Somebody's got goats down by the river. Oh, there's a bunch of them there. Look at that. They're all kind of laying up against the tree. Look at that guy. Let's go look at him. Hey, feller, how's it going? How you doing? What you been up to? Got yourself a nice little tree to hang around there? Look at that goat. Oh, there's a bunch of them. They're laying in the sand. Look at that. They got the sand peeled back. Hey, you goats. What's going on? What you up to? Hey, talking to you. First on the screen here, so we're gonna rig up and see what's down there, because we saw maybe a dozen fish in the last 100 feet. Even though it's a smooth bottom here, not a rocky bottom, so it's probably like a muddy, silty bottom. But the fish are hanging right on that corner there, so I kept coming by to get away from, you know, so we didn't cut the motor right there. But they're back here by the point here on the inside of this corner. And yeah, we're gonna drift back and first rig up our rigs. Do a little jig fishing down through there first on our way through before we get up to the big hole. Sound good, Kimmie?
Yeah, sounds great.
Give me some Kimmie skinny, Kimmie.
Skinny Kimmie.
There we go. And there you have it. It's quiet up here, huh? Jigging down through this section here as we were coming up. I was trolling, or not trolling, but going at slow speed. We were looking at the goats, and I happened to look down at the screen, and we went over a couple of fish, and then we went over a couple more, and then there was a stack of them, and then there was a couple more, and all of a sudden there was like 12 or 14, 15 fish we marked on the screen. This one little area here, so we went up above it. First we trolled kind of through that area with a Lindy rig, worm harness with a spinner and a weight. You got a weight on, was that a 3/8 weight with a Lindy rig spinner and a crawler. We trolled back through there, putting, and didn't get a bite. So now we got up above it. Once we trolled up above it, we got the spinner rods out. We tipped the jigs with night crawlers, and yeah, we're just trying to fish. They were down there a ways, 20 feet of water, 25 feet of water. It's 32 feet deep right here right now. But this is a good drift because basically you just cast out and let it sink to the bottom, and don't even reel, just let the current take it along. Give it a few pops here and there. Well, we'll see how we do. Engine's running good. Dead Bigfoot skeleton hand. Nice one. Kim just caught the left hand of one skeleton.
Get right up.
Yep. Get that thing back down out of there. We trolled up above this and drifted back, cast, and now we're gonna troll back up because the drift took us through. We weren't seeing any more fish on the screen. They seem to like this one spot here on the corner on this inside bend. There's not much structure on the bottom right here, but there were a bunch of them hanging there, so maybe a cold seep or something. But anyway, we're gonna might as well troll back up through here to get above it, and then we'll jig cast again, drifting down. Once we get far enough above it, we'll cut the motor, give ourselves a couple hundred feet or whatever above it, cut the motor, and keep an eye on, yep, there it is. There's a bunch of bait. Now there's a bunch of bait there. Well, no wonder, right? No wonder there's fish hanging around here. There's a big bait ball hanging on the hump on the bottom here. Just gonna troll real slow with that 5/8, or actually it's a 3/8 ounce lead in front of that worm harness. I keep my speed down, sink down right in there. It's 24 feet deep. This is kind of where the fish were hanging, and I can see why now, because there's actually a bunch of bait too here, so that just makes perfect sense. Get your line out there a ways, Ken? Good little ways?
So,
It's out there a ways. I'll just try to adjust our speed here. Cut the motor in neutral and let it idle for a minute. Get right down. Put it in forward gear. Control up too well. Definitely a half a dozen or more decent sized fish marks. You know, like they were probably, looked like a school of walleye is what it looked like to me. Because they were all kind of hanging together around that bait ball. And free spool it, you know, you can almost kind of guess. You know, like I'm thinking that this one falls at about a foot a second when I looked at it. So that makes it easy. So just count. It's about 25 feet deep, so count to, like, you know, 25, 26.
oh, I've been counting 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, so I stop at, I don't know, 6 to 8.
Okay, well that should be about 6 or 8 feet down then.
Yeah.
See, I'm going like a long time. Also, you can watch your line. See how you can see the line on the surface? See how it's snaking towards where I just threw it? You can keep an eye on that, and then you can almost kind of tell. It's hard with the harder with the current, because it's drifting the same speed you are. So,
Yeah.
but watching the line also gives you an indication when it stops, or if a fish hits it, it'll tug the other way. So it's a good idea to watch your line where it's going into the water for a bunch of different reasons. But if you're going to break for lunch, I think you should punch out and then punch back in when you're done.
Oh yes, let me go get my time card.
You have a time card for fishing?
Yes.
That's a good idea. Who thought of that concept? Maybe getting paid for it. Paid for fishing.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. Catch your dinner and get paid too. Good job cleaning up the boat, Kimmie. That was good. That was it was pretty salted up and sanded up and pretty dirty. Got some black boot scuff marks on the floor. Lime away pretty cleaned it up good. That stuff does work good. I even run it through the motor with hot water and some soap and some lime away. I spray it at the intakes for the water, and it seems to flush out the motor good too. But it definitely cleaned up this white, my white paint job on the cabinet's pretty good. It was really dirty. We had mackerel blood all over the place and salt crystals everywhere. So that's part of what we're doing too, is just getting this thing rinsed off and cleaned up and getting it in a freshwater run. Kimmie's punched out for lunch, so she don't get fired. Fired from her fishing job, professional fishing job. Hey? You wish. I wish. There's some activity on the screen right there chasing that bait. They're right in amongst that bait ball. Zinging around down there. Good sized fish, real big fish. Looks like there's at least half a dozen of them. What? I mean, that's why I'm telling you, if you want to throw it out there, I do it quick. We just went over them. I got my way behind the boat, so. And I'm adjusting the speed. I want to keep it around a mile an hour, mile 1.1, 1.3 with this Lindy rig. Well, they were right in amongst that bait. They were right on it. They were chasing it. I could tell by the marks. you could tell that the fish were darting, moving. So I think we're just going to carry on and head up to the big hole. We saw some fish on the way. We tried for them. We gave it 3 passes. Campsite over here. Camped there before. This is up in here a good 3 miles from the boat ramp. Nice little campsite over there. Designated campsite. Good little inlet over here too for smallmouth fishing. But Kimmie was just saying we should have brought our camping stuff in case we decided to spontaneously camp out. And I said, well, there's a vote of confidence for just bringing everything with you, because you never know. Because I was like, yeah, we could have. Whether the rain's supposed to hold out. We're up here. I guess the variable was is we weren't sure if the engine was going to be running as good as it is to get us all the way up here confidently. But it is. It's running good. And of course we're upstream in case anything happened. We can at least drift back. But yeah, it's running good. So fishing up along this ledge with the trolling motor, trying to get the right angle for casting. And I said to Kimmie, yeah, cast over in that corner over there. Looks like she got a rock bass. Get yourself a good sized rock bass, Kimmie. That makes sense. Over here next to the rocks. Kimmie's got another fish. What is it this time? It's a perch. It's on that fly that I tied for you too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tied it on that jig head.
Yeah.
Beautiful. There you go.
There's that perch.
There's your dinner.
Yeah.
And there's your dinner. Beautiful. Something hit the Lindy rig. Showing through this big pool. We were marking fish, so we went back for another go around. This is a better fish. Might want to get the net out. He just jumped pretty good back there, so we know it's not a walleye. Smallie, probably. What else could it be, right? Should we keep him for dinner though?
Sure.
Have a fish dinner? What do we got? He feels a little bit good, on the gooder side. Keeper size side. Well, no, it's not quite keeper size. He pulled hard though. Oh, there goes my worm. Where's the net? Quick, where's the net? Yep. I can get that worm back. Now it's gone now. It's gone now. Dang it. That was my fault. I brought his head above water. Here you go. Take that. Thanks. You're making a mess. You're making a mess. Don't do that. Stay still. Jeez. All right, fishy, you got a little flopped around, a little bit stressed out. Thank you. Grow bigger for me, will you? About twice that size. I tried to save my worm, and I let this thing flop around for 2 seconds. That's all it took to make a mess. Spot. We'll have to investigate. We'll have to pull up there and take a look, Kim, closer. Kimmie just said no more trees for me. No more trees for Bill. I've been casting into the trees twice now. Got my lure back once. Lost the other one. But real pretty waterfall there. Some cold water coming in. We're gonna anchor up here in the current Lindy rig, this bank over here. Something took it in the current there. What we got? Little smallie? Little guy. Alright, good to see. Good little guy. Little tug. Alright. On the olive jig fly. I'm trying that one for today. Some sparkle in there, some hackle.
Cool. Wrapped up there. On the other side of the hook, there we go. Little sparkle. Sparkly little olive little thing. Darts around pretty good in the water. I think we'll just anchor up on the back side of these ledges here. Or maybe right ahead of them. Maybe right around here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere right around here. Start thinking about anchoring up.
It would always take us a bit to get situated.
Mm-hmm.
Drag anchor or not be in the right spot.
Right. Okay, let's switch.
420.
420, dude.
420, dude.
You know what that means.
Yeah.
Keep fishing. Frickin' guys, they show up right when, right?
You might use the net.
Yep, maybe. Just hold on. I don't want to make a big show. Oh, that's a good walleye.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can you you want to run the net?
Sure.
That's a good one. All right. There's our walleye. I'd say there's our dinner, Kim. That's what we've been hunting for all day, huh?
Oh,
Is this thing going?
yeah, I think so.
Is it? Well, you'd be able to see it.
I see the screen.
Okay. There it is.
All right.
Wow, that one's over 20. That's what we were hoping for. Well, that was the move. We were static in the current, enjoying just sitting anchored in the current, and yeah, casting jigs and worm harness, Lindy rigging, as they say. And yeah, I realized that I had a good one on. I was just thinking that I needed to take some of this weight off because I was hitting the bottom a little too often. I was afraid to get snagged. Look at the size of the teeth on that thing, dude. Wow. Wow. That thing will thrash you. Just imagine a little bait fish ain't coming out of there if he gets it, huh? Wow. That hook doesn't want to come out. There we go. Jeez, I bent the shit out of it though. Huh? Actually, it held up pretty good. Little hook. All right, that might have been that was the deciding factor there to come off an anchor, even though we were over a nice hole and we had a nice drift going. We weren't getting any action. Caught a few smaller fish, and we were like, well, let's pull anchor and just start drifting back and pulling the rigs behind us.
You want the fish lip grippers or right there?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Can you get a picture?
Yeah, we'll get a picture. Wow, yeah, get a picture.
Very happy.
Let's see.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, send a picture of it to Wes.
Okay.
Wow, that's geez, that's enough, way enough for dinner for a couple nights, Kim. Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Isn't that something? Worked hard for that all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we found him. We were hunting.
That's true.
We were hunting walleye, and we were successful, so there we go. That's enough dinner for, look at how thick that thing is too. Wow. Look at that.
Chunker.
That's a good one.
I was just thinking about smallies with that rod. So we used to catch them.
Pulling hard. Got one of my original rods here that I rebuilt when I was a kid. It's the original boat rod. I thought it was funny when I saw Shimano rod. I thought it was funny when I was a kid because I knew that they made bicycle derailleurs. And I thought it was really funny and kind of made me laugh when I saw a Shimano rod. I was like, how does that fit in with Rainbow Days? How does that fit in with bicycles, you know? Because they did bike stuff back when I was a kid. and that was about it. And then they started, I didn't know that they made, it only makes sense, I guess, you know, bicycle derailleurs and fishing spinning rods. Oh boy, this one's gonna get me. Here we go. All right, cool.
All right.
That was a good tug. Fish, man. You know, look at that guy. It's pretty thick. Pretty thick fish. Drifting the current. Weight and a Lindy rig, which is a worm harness with a spinner. Hammered spoon, Colorado spinner. Some beads. And yeah, just kind of back drifting using the current to keep our speed going. Fish down near the bottom. Quite a variation in depth from, what did we hit, 50 feet back there, Kimmie?
Approximately, yes.
49, 50 feet. And now we're in 12. So it's quite a few undulations in the ground. A lot of ledges and humps. So it's interesting to fish. Apparently the bait fish like it, because there's definitely some predator fish in here. Yeah, we're gonna have to come back here tomorrow, Kim.
Yeah.
Better prepared. We'll have a couple of rods set up just the way we like it, you know? Yep. That's what it's for. We got a couple other rods as well. Or we'll just put some line on that. There's a rod that Kimmie and I built. She picked out all the components and we shaped them and got the handle reel seat on there. She got this reel seat with the blue, everything's blue. Blue, blue, blue. But she wanted blue wraps, white trim bands. Yeah, Fuji guides, and those even have a blue ring inside of them. Blue ceramic or whatever. Pretty cool. She's been catching fish on it. We got to put you on a big one. You caught a nice walleye last time we went out, right?
Oh, yes.
That was dinner for a couple nights. And I caught one as well. We caught two, and it ended up being dinner for 2 nights exactly, right? Very good, very good.
Muy bueno.
Yeah, it's always good when you go out, you can bring home dinner, you know? That helps. Especially with the food these days. You can't eat better than foraging for yourself, really. Trust all this GMO and chemically induced. What are they? They use Roundup. Roundup ready. Cancer ready. Oh, and mayflies. These they're called coffin flies, but they're actually a mayfly. But they look like snowflakes. There's so many of them. Look at them all dancing around, doing their mating ritual, and then they die. Mayflies don't have mouth parts, so they can't eat. Once they hatch out of their larval stage, come to the surface and break out of their husk, their aquatic husk, and their wing case opens up and they fly off. They're only alive for a couple of days, and then most of their life they are an aquatic insect for a couple of years. Could even be up to, you know, a couple of, I think some stoneflies, it's several years as an aquatic insect. And then when they hatch, these mayflies in particular, they don't have feeding mouth parts, so they can't eat. So they do their mating ritual. They're just alive long enough for a couple of days to do that. Female lays the eggs, and then they die. So it's pretty interesting life cycle there. But yeah, a bunch of these mayflies out tonight. There's a couple fish on the screen, right on these little humps. A couple humps on the bottom. Some bait down there. soon as I started Lindy rigging. I mean, how long was that out there for, Kim? See, it's time of day.
Seemed like it was that long.
You notice these walleyes have big, eye walls. Walleye, eye wall. Yeah, they hunt in the dark, really, mostly. So, or depth. They can see good in the low light at depth or when it's dark out. So, yeah, they're going to be more aggressive as it's getting dark out here. Of course, we don't want to be out here fishing all night, but it can be good fishing for them at night. And this is a good one, Kim. I might need the net. Matter of fact, I know I'll need the net. I think so.
Holy moly, he's on a roll.
Hurry up.
Net ready?
Yep, it's another eye wall. Yep. Okay. All right, not a big one, but something.